Benny, Dupa is no more relevant, and the movement can be stopped no more. We moved 100%. So, but again, we cannot agree to anybody apart from Baba Kitoye. Baba Kitoye is directing us on the right path. All he needs from us is our support. That's all. Ntoba mu àwa náà pé ká wá jókòó ti Baba Kitoye nísàlẹ̀ so that ká lè fọwọ́ kún Baba Kitoye ni. Nothing more than that. Ká lè fọwọ́ kún wọn, ká lè jọ máa ṣe kó lè bá rọrùn. Torí wọ́n ní ìrọ̀rùn igi, òun náà ní ìrọ̀rùn ẹyẹ. Ntoba mu bàbá yẹn tó ti wà nínú Kútọ̀nù láti how many years now? Tí kò lè lọ́lé, ó nílé lẹ́kìtì, ó dẹni tó ń gbé ní Kútọ̀nù. Ẹ fi pé ó cheap ní Kútọ̀nù ni. Ó expensive. It's quite expensive. Tó bá mú 100,000 naira dání lé ní nísìn, á fún ẹ ní 30,000 safer. 100,000 naira will give you 30,000 safer. So it's quite expensive. So for him to sacrifice everything for us, then taba fẹ́ kí bàbá bí ṣe sọ, taba rí nífẹ̀ẹ́ kí bàbá kó jẹ́ pé bàbá ló máa ná àsíá fún wa. Ta fẹ́ jẹ́ kí bàbá jẹ́ pé àwọn ló máa ná àsíá tá ń sọ yẹn. Then iṣẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wa ta fẹ́ ṣe. Iṣẹ́ pọ̀ gan. And one of the tasks is to first make sure that, you know, we defend and protect our leaders from the enemies. Because the enemies are watching. Oh, wow. Whoa, when the Sultan of Sokoto complain about social media. Say you mọ̀ pé tó fi mú Sultan of Sokoto tó ń complain about social media. Ó ti bá wọn lára gan nìyẹn. So this upcoming rally is a big test. Test gidi ni. Mo kí brother mi Shakiru. Ìyá wa ń bèrè lórí program lọ́sàn yìí. Ajé Olókun nígbà tó ń ṣe program. So ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá fẹ́ kí pé Baba Kitoye ní èjì bàbá yẹn, Ọlọ́run ló lẹ̀mí gbogbo wa. K'Ọlọ́run fún bàbá lẹ́mí gúngùn kó jẹ́ kó pẹ́ fún wa. But Baba is 90. So tẹ́ bá wá ní àtúnfẹ́ drag it beyond time tower yìí. Then ìgbà la fi gba country on. That means pé a ti sọ de eré nìyẹn. Tá bá serious, Yoruba nation will be out of Nigeria before the end of this year. That is if we are all serious about it. Tí gbogbo bá serious. Kò ń ṣe, for me, I want us to be out of Nigeria by end of this year. Bó ṣe wù mí lọ́kàn nìyẹn, bó dẹ̀ ṣe láti rí nìyẹn. But a máa ní many people. Ṣé gbogbo àwọn tó ń jẹnu Nàìjíríà nìsẹ́n fi pé wọ́n fẹ́ accept pé kí Nàìjíríà kó pín? Gbogbo alámọ̀ wọn náà, we all know them. Gbogbo àwọn socialites wa tó ń gbádùn tó rò pé àwọn wà okay. Àwọn ò fẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà kó pín. But àwa tá jẹ́ indigenous people, a máa challenge àwọn tó kù láàrin wa. Ẹ ṣé gan ni mo kí ìyá wa Ọmọlájà, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa. Mo ti wà lórí bed motivation tẹ́lẹ̀. Mo kọ́ pé bó tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé kákọ̀ jáde ká káwọn ìṣàríwá ó sì better, because we need to encourage ourselves. Ẹ̀yin náà gbọ́dọ̀ encourage àwa náà gbọ́dọ̀ encourage ẹ̀yin náà. And there's a lot of people that are prepared. So it's Moki Bishop Adesina. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun sir. You know, wọ́n ní kẹ́ tọ́jú owó yín pamọ́ sínú rúbà. Àwọn kan wà against it. Kí ló wà níbẹ̀? We have to protect our assets. We have to protect the little. And tó ní, ó wà okay, but what about any large chunk of money to go to the Nigerian bank? Nobody knows what can happen. Even big at our Yoruba nation, the common thing. Nigeria is going through a lot. Anything can happen. Anything can happen at any time. And we must know that. àwọn tó mọ̀ ni wọ́n live in denial. A sọ fún pé kankan ní ṣẹlẹ̀. A ní kankan ní ṣẹlẹ̀. Apart from pé Fulani fẹ́ attack, the country itself is going through a lot of problems. So I really gbọ́dọ̀ make sure pé gbogbo tó bá gbà la gbọ́dọ̀ fún lọ́dún yìí. Gbogbo tó bá, whatever it is, kò sí tó ń bọ̀ lókè tí ilé ò gbà, kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ tí kò tí ṣẹlẹ̀ rí. Let me take you through àwọn IRA just to encourage us tonight. Even though pé àti stream sórí méjì péré bí àyìn nìkan la ṣe máa lò nísìn. A wà lórí Koikimedia YouTube, a dẹ̀ wà lórí Facebook, a dẹ̀ wà lórí MixLR. So mo kẹ́yìn tèmi lórí MixLR. Ẹ̀yin kú gbádùn, ẹ̀yin ò ní problem. IRA. Independent. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ka the Irish War of Independence. Bí eléyà tó encourage one or two people nígbà tẹ́ bá gbọ́ program yìí débi báyìí. The white conspiracy against the black. Brother mi kan ló send ilé sí mi nísìn. Àwọn aláwọ̀ funfun fẹ́ ká ṣoríire. Ó fẹ́ ká ṣoríire rárá. The white conspiracy against black empowerment. The devil is alive. I feel him breathing, claiming money. Okay, translate. Translate now. Accept. For the black nationalists of the late 1960s and the early 1970s, both the American government aggressively inventionist foreign policy and its domestic strategy of repression and containment signal the existence of a carefully calculated conspiracy against people of color. Afraid that such schemes would destroy their own Black Power initiative, consciousness, rising, revolutionary, said joined with cultural nationalists and fellow traveling poets, playwright and novice to provide early warning of the coming pogroms. This essay will place this response in historical context, noting that their origins and tracing the black community belief in white conspiracy to bring about an African-American final solution through the 1980s and the 1990s. What they've done is they've destroyed our history anyway. So let me just talk about the probably maybe another 20 minutes go to the end programming. The Irish War. Just a bit of education around it, and hopefully one or two people can learn something from it. We will get there. No matter what, we will get there. And we must never give up. We must never give up. And we must continue to push until we achieve our aims and objectives. Mokian staff, they're working around the clock. Is not easy. With the little resources that we have, one gbìyànjú gan. So call on Bamide, gbìyànjú aládé, allow staff. A máa ṣiṣẹ́ débi tá a máa ti gba country ni, kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n máa fún wa ní country o. Tẹ́nìkankan bá rò pé èèyàn kan bọ̀ wá fún wa ní country. Nobody is coming to give you a country. We have to work towards getting the country. So nobody is going to give you that country. We need to work towards achieving that country. And that's exactly what we are doing right now. So Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps. Mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìní 19/04/2025, coming up to midnight, 23:53 p.m. local time. The Irish War of Independence. The Irish War of Independence. Independence isn't given, you have to take it. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, bàbá wa Amújalè. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó máa fún yín ní free independence. And tá bá kàn rò pé bóyá ká kàn jókòó sórí YouTube, ká máa wo YouTube video, ká máa wo Facebook video, ká máa wo short video, ká máa gbọ́ VN, òun náà pè ní particular country. It doesn't work like that o. Until there is a conclusion of a declaration that would eventually lead to placing our flags across all Yoruba land. Ìyẹn ló ń pè ní àtìgbà country. And we're able to defend it as well. One Koiki, you can't believe that the Fulani guy that confessed he killed Oba Babatunde Ogusaki, the Elesun of Esu Ekiti and Omojo of Imojo in Ekiti, a year ago was arrested again by vigilante in Imo State. Chengbo. One ẹni tó no pa Oba tó confess. That means what ti fi sílẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ẹ ṣé gan ni fún update yẹn. Mo tẹ̀ rí yẹn rárá. Bàbá wa kan Prince Adé sọ fún mi nísìn pé ẹni tó confess pé òun lòun pa ọba méjì tó pa láìpẹ́ yìí, Ọba Babatunde Ogusaki, the Elesun of Esun Ekiti, àti Olúmọjò of Imojo in Ekiti. Ní ọdún kan sẹ́yìn, wọ́n náà tún wá arrested àwọn vigilante kan ní Imo State. So ìbéèrè tó yẹ ká béèrè ni pé báwo ló ṣe tú sílẹ̀? Anyway, ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú lórí the Irish War of Independence. Àwọn wo ló ń pè ní Irish? Ibẹ̀ láti kọ́kọ́ ní understanding. Ta ló ń pè ní Irish? Irish can refer to several things, including a nationality, a language, and a culture. The question tí mo ń bi wá again ni pé ta ni wọ́n ń pè ní Nigeria? Nigeria doesn't have a language, it doesn't have a culture, and it doesn't have a nationality. But for a very long time, for 60 years plus, we have all been told that we are independent and we are called Nigerians. So, in tó ń fa argument pẹ̀lú àwa kan nìyẹn pé, look, Koiki, how can you tell us that we are not Nigerians? We have been given an independence, we are Nigerians, and that's all we need to go and manage with good leadership and work towards making the country to unite. Mori Oji Kalu, àwọn olórí burúkú, àwọn politicians yìí, ẹgbọ́n kan tó sọ, ó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa festival tó ń ṣe lénìí, ẹgbọ́n kan tó sọ. This is coming from the cable. And I want you, as a Yoruba man, Igbo man, Hausa man, be honest with this message from Oji Kalu. Is an Easter message. Our diversity is a blessing. Is it true? Only our diversity is a blessing. Oji Kalu calls for unity in Easter message. Can we ever have unity? Kí ló ń pè ní
diversity.
Tá bá sọ pé
Diversity.
Tí bá sọ fún yín pé
Diversity.
the state of being diverse variety. There was considerable diversity in the style of report. Bẹ́ẹ̀mi ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀, tẹ́ bá lọ sí platform mi, ẹ rí pé their own style of reporting and talking about Yoruba nation is different from mine. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mo yé yín nísìn. Their own style is different from mine. But kò mí pé tó ń sọ yẹn ó yàtọ̀ sí tèmi ń sọ. But bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe ń sọ ló yàtọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe ń ṣàlàyé fún yín ó yàtọ̀ sí báwọn ṣe ń ṣàlàyé. My brother from Biafra say, Koiki, don't mind that man. Is one of the problem we have. I know that already. Thank you so much, my Biafra brother there. Imagine, maybe, Oji Kalu in an Easter message says our diversity is a blessing. Oji Kalu calls for unity in Easter message. Oji Kalu, one of the senators representing Abia North, has urged Nigerians to embrace unity and peace. Okay, unity and peace with who? We can still tolerate the Igbos to some extent, not that we can tolerate them on 100%. The Igbos can still also tolerate us, not 100%, but to some extent. And that goes with the Hausa, vice versa, and that goes to Ijo. But can we tolerate the Fulanis? Can we? We have just been told now that a Fulani man, a terrorist that killed 2 of our kings, was arrested again in Imo State. No. The question is, are we sure that we want to remain one Nigeria? But Oji Kalu is one of, we just heard from our brother from the Biafra, say, Koiki, forget about Oji Kalu, is one of the problems. Fulani don't have identity as Africans. So when we sit here and we are telling the average Nigeria that is Igbo, Hausa, that look, let us join hands together and have an independent Biafra country, independent Hausa country, independent Yoruba country. They say, no. We will go and bring Peter Obi. He's a good leader because Tinubu is not a good leader. Oh, we will not vote Tinubu. We will go and vote Atiku. Look, we can't continue like this. We have told you continuously that all the politicians, they are not working for the agenda of me and you. They are working for their own agenda. So, Oji Kalu telling us this, that he added that no nation can thrive in an atmosphere of division and intolerance. The question is Nigeria a nation? Is Nigeria a nation? Because evidence has pointed out continuously that Nigeria is not a country. And I'm going to prove that by what is our brother say here.
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves. We are not Nigerian. Okay, where is Nigeria?
The journalist was asking that we are not Nigerians. And this, my brother, is saying, where is the Nigeria? Because if I go back to the meaning of Irish that we were looking at earlier, Irish can be referred to as several things, including nationality, a language, and a culture. So what this, my brother, is saying here is exactly what we should be asking Oji Kalu and other criminal politicians from the southeast, representing Abia North, talking about we should all embrace unity because our diversity is a blessing.
Where is the land called Nigeria?
Where is the land called Nigeria? Ibonile, Nigeria. Tell us the land.
Where is it? What is the Nigerian language?
What is the Nigerian language? Because when we go back to the Irish says they have a language, they have a land, they have a culture.
We are nations that have been forced together to live in one pathetic country.
We are not nations. We are nations that have been forced to live together in one pathetic country called Nigeria. And that is something that many Nigerians still do not want to accept. And you know why they don't want to accept it? Because they still have some of the influencers that are deceiving them. We have them in the Yoruba, we have them in Hausa, we have them in Igbo, that continuously would not want to talk about an independent Yoruba country. People like Funke Akindele, a well-respected Yoruba woman, but she's not going to talk. Imagine she contested as a Lagos State governor under PDP. Etibagwe. She contested now. We are talking about Yoruba nation now, but Funke Akindele is doing very well. She has money. Her movie is doing very well. But she's not using that Yoruba-ness to talk about Yoruba nation. So as far as she's concerned, she has security, she has money to look after herself and her family, and few people, Tunde Ednut, every year, that one we do by day, they will do cow, they will do this. And my from Luru come again. Some of these Yoruba, you know, let's get more of their names. Baba Warij, you know, the Yoruba land or Dudua, go to Nigeria, Omoluabi, still the same country, still the same name. The center cannot hold again. No land called Nigeria. We ought to push ourselves out by all possible means. And I love that. Whatever it means to get Yoruba out of Nigeria from this year is what we should do. Whatever it takes, in Kontoba Magba, if we pull our out of Nigeria this year, we need to do it. First is our rights. Second, that right is not given to you. Moki brother me, then what lot to say. So it's not about it's our right, but that right, so we now need to work hand in hand, collectively. I would love to have all our Yoruba actors and actresses to be on board, but they don't want to because they do not want, what they don't understand is that if they get involved today, it makes the journey faster. Just like, you know, Showore is wasting time. As far as I'm concerned, Showore is wasting his time talking about trying to fix Nigeria. He's a time waster. And we have many people that are following Showore. If Showore endorse and support Yoruba Nation today, that is a big bonus to the movement. If any other actors, actresses, if Dele Momodu support Yoruba Nation today, is a big bonus. But Dele Momodu does not want to support Yoruba Nation because he is still part of the elite within Nigeria that wants to attend party, wants to show us his video on Instagram every now and then, and he will tell you that he has sacrificed himself because he was almost killed during the MK Abiola. But that one has passed. But he doesn't want to talk about anything called Yoruba Nation. He's still talking about election, even though he doesn't support Tinubu. But Dele Momodu is well read. He knows definitely that Nigeria is a failure. Nigeria can never work. Okoya Razak is not going to support Yoruba Nation because they're part of the British stool. Continue to give me their names. Vodi, Enito Ronshaw, he doesn't want to talk about Yoruba Nation because he's enjoying money from the politicians. Tofin Ronshaw. Portable is not going to talk about Yoruba Nation. He's a Yoruba boy, but he's not interested in Yoruba Nation because as far as they're concerned, we don't know any. So that means that we are left with the little of us that believe in this mission. And we have to do everything within our power. We don't have to destroy anything, but we have to be firm. Mokie Clement, Showore make me sick to my stomach. It's a foolish one, Nigerianness. I mean, how can you be talking about you want to fix Nigeria? Oh, okay, what is he fighting for? Kini Showore nja fungongo. What exactly is Omoyele Showore fighting for? He wants to save Nigeria. If anybody is expecting Seun Kuti to join you as a Yoruba Nation, he talks more about Africanism. But do you blame him? Fela Kuti has done everything for Femi Kuti, Seun Kuti, and the rest of the Kuti family. Their father has already sacrificed for them. That is why they have the leverage. That is why Femi Kuti can go abroad and go on a concert and make easy $40,000 for one concert, depending on who is inviting him for the concert. He comes back, he's smoking igbo, eating good food, and he's talking about Africanism. When we are talking about a Yoruba people that needs to exit, he's talking about Africanism. They have good followership, but he's not going to be interested because he has visa to travel around the world for the fact that Fela has done enough for them. So our unity, we have Igbowo and Babakitoye that wants to liberate millions of us, not the ones that Femi Kuti will give somebody 10,000 naira or 20,000 naira, 1 million naira. Those within his, his confinement. Not like Dele Momodu, he cannot give everybody money. He has posted it one time last year that, look, I don't have the money. Everybody keeps coming to my DM and ask for money. But Dele Momodu, then why not talk about Yoruba nation? So that we can have a government that works for us. These are all the people that are the biggest obstacle. But those ones are minor. The biggest one we need to deal with are the politicians at the time that Taba Majadi from rally. Showore needs to join the Yoruba nation train, but he doesn't want to join. Babakito is the Basoro. What's the Basoro? But he doesn't, he's not interested. He wants to fix Nigeria. They've seized his passport again. Showore they travel again, you see. Also to seize his passport. For how long is he going? And he's no longer a young man, he's 52. At that day. Yes, he has done his best, but he's expecting Nigerians to push the people out. That's why he's calling for revolution. And you can tell that he doesn't have the kind of strength like Igbowo, but we need him to be part of it so that strength Igbowo will join together and we make that kind of revolution that he's asking for. If Showore join us today, well, Igbowo, because Showore is a very strong man as well. So
anybody who goes there today to say, pray for Nigeria.
You cannot be praying for a country. That is what Orji Kalu is telling us now. Our diversity is a blessing. Orji Kalu calls for unity in the Easter message. He added that no nation can thrive in an atmosphere of division and intolerance. Orji Kalu, who shares the Senate Committee on the Southeast Development Commission, and there's no development in the Southeast. Forget it. I talked about it this morning. I would love the Southeast to have their port and have everything working for them, but they refuse to fix it. So when Orji Kalu is talking about the development of the Southeast, he's lying. And all these are problems that we want to stop. Jonathan Goodluck, recorded Paolo that Nigeria is a... Yeah, I have the video. Let me see if we can put that out as well tonight. So once again, if you're a Yoruba man, an Igbo woman, a Yoruba woman, an Igbo man, an Hausa woman, an Hausa women or man, and you're still talking about one Nigeria, you are a failure. Because one Nigeria is definitely a crime scene. Let's listen to Jonathan here. It's loading. It's taking a bit of time, but it's loading.
How we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I reflect back at...
You see how we have been... Do you see the same politician? When Jonathan was the president, he did not talk about this like this. Just like Orji Kalu is talking about the unity. Baba wa OLAYOMI, Dele Momodu from Edo State, his father was originally from Tif, a village in Onweme East local government area of Edo State, Nigeria. Dele Momodu himself was born and raised in Ile-Ife, Osun State. But it doesn't matter whether he's from Edo State or not. He needs to talk about the dissolution of Nigeria. And he's not doing that. Keke Oku said they are part and parcel of the system. My brother Kere says, since we have been hearing the clique unity in diversity, what has changed? Is it Orji Kalu prayer that will bring about the unity? When Fulani are massacring everybody, how can 6% of people disturbing the peace of every one of us? People cannot go to farm in the southeast. People cannot go to the farm in the southwest. But the unity that Ojikalu is talking about is exactly what Jonathan wants to talk about here. Let's listen to Jonathan one more time.
I'm thinking about how we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I reflect back at some of the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And I feel that probably this will help us to have the conversation on the Nigerian unity. I just brought forth.
This will allow us to have a conversation about the Nigerian unity. Do we really have unity among ourselves? No. Can we be good neighbors? Yes. Do you think that all the British citizens love Germans? No. But they have to go there because they have business to do there or they want to go on holiday. Not all the Italians like the Spanish people. Not all the French can tolerate the Italians. So we can still be neighbors. But we cannot unite in a country that is never meant to be a country. Because Nigeria is not a country. And Jonathan is going to prove that again tonight. Clement says, two-faced people are being killed daily. Yet, he refused to raise an alarm. All these people are cowards. So, Ojikalu cannot be talking about unity when people are being massacred on a daily basis.
To obey you. First, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation.
So if Nigeria is not a nation, why then are we pushing to have it as a nation? There will be no unity. The tendency of the country being able to withhold all these problems. A newborn baby was thrown into the water in Ibadan today. A newborn baby, a baby boy.
It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria.
And that's exactly what my brother say here.
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves.
We are not Nigerians. And that's exactly what Jonathan is saying. Bola Tinubu said, I don't believe in Nigeria while he was in the UK, but today he has changed his mind. Yawa, look at me. I feel sad when I saw the baby video. It is a very pathetic one. A newborn baby boy was thrown into the water and they had to pull the baby out. He already died. They must have thrown it into the water last night. Newborn baby, fresh. Kai. Táwọn kan wọ́n ọmọ lọ́tùn lósì. Let's go further. You're listening to Koikimedia and you're also listening to the VN that we're producing from our studio. Today now is the 20th April 2025 because we've gone 15 minutes past midnight.
From those who do not, this is accredited to Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Prime Minister of the Western region. The second one, and I quote, it is true that we politicians always delight in talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria.
Which is exactly what Ojikalu is talking about. Ojikalu says, and I quote, our diversity is a blessing. Ojikalu calls for unity. The question is, Jonathan is questioning that unity. Let's listen again.
Talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria.
Ojikalu is talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria because this man says, and I quote, let's listen.
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves. We are not Nigerian. Okay, where is Nigeria? Where is the land called Nigeria? What is the Nigerian language? We are nations that have been forced together.
We are nations. Biafra nation. Oduduwa nation, Hausa nation, Ijaw nation, but because of the European criminality to bring, let me quickly bring this in. There was a video that a brother sent to me, and they don't want us to grow, and they are pushing every reason to make sure that we, the Yoruba and the Igbos, will never grow. I want us to listen to this video that was sent to me on a YouTube channel through our brother just about a few days ago. I want us to listen together with me. Mumbo, let's play this while I get that ready.
60 years ago, there was no country called Nigeria. What is now Nigeria consisted of several large and small communities, all of which were different in their outlooks and
Iran
beliefs.
drops a bombshell.
The advent of the British and that of Western education has not materially altered the situation, and the many and varied communities have not knit themselves into a composite unit. This accredited to Sir Amado Bello, former Premier of Northern Region.
Moki,
And I quote, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country.
And by 2025, the Yoruba people must stop that. Now, you can hear what Jonathan is saying there. This is an opportunity for us to now prove that we are not cowards. Omokoniwa, this is the time that we need to push everything that we have, our knowledge, our wealth, our determination, our strength. As the diaspora will be getting ready for the rally, the Yoruba at home will be getting ready for the rally. And the rally will eventually lead us out of Nigeria. Because we can hear from Jonathan, a former sitting president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, telling us that what?
1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country.
The British government have been trying to make Nigeria into a one country. But the people of Nigeria doesn't want to be one country. They want to be many countries. Have their country with different economic that works for them. Speak their language. And that is why if we go back to the Irish, like I said earlier, the Irish can refer to several things, including a nationality, a language, and a culture. It is most commonly used to refer to the people, language, and culture of Ireland, an island nation in West Europe. The question is, where is the country called Nigeria?
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves. We are not Nigerian. Okay, where is Nigeria? As in, where is the land?
So, are we saying that our politicians are not aware that we are not Nigerians? They don't care. So, what do we do next? That is where our push this year to the liberation of the Yoruba people, because we cannot wait for Britain, because Britain's intention is to keep Nigeria into that same amalgamation. America will say, look, I can't come and fight for you guys. And you know what we said now? We can only intervene if we see that there is danger to humanity. That means we need to push ahead. Russia is not going to do much. And that is why if I play this video that was sent to me, it might mean nothing to you, but let's just listen to it.
Iran drops a bombshell. The devil is terrified of black Israelites waking up. In a world rife with deception, oppression, and concealed truths, Iran has issued a startling declaration that is sending shockwaves through theological circles and global institutions alike. Iranian religious scholars have unveiled what they believe to be the ultimate spiritual revelation. The devil's greatest fear is the awakening of the black Israelites.
The devil fear is the awakening of the Biafra and the Yorubas. The devil is scared. Àwọn ilé ti fẹ́ já o. Tá bá jẹ́ káwọn ilé já, kò ní sẹ́ni tó máa wá sí Europe o. Kí ló fẹ́ travel fún? Americans don't travel. They are doing very well in their country. Why do they want to travel? People don't travel. They have 52 states. They have not visited all the 52 states. They're talking about going to any other country. Only few of them travel. Some of them don't even have American passport. So this fight to achieve Yoruba nation is the last straw to break the camel's back. It does not matter what they're going to throw at us. Government could share anything. It doesn't matter. It's not the first time that government is doing anything that would try to, but this time around, we need to prove that we are determined. You know why? We are now becoming awakening, and the devil doesn't like that. Koiki ti ń liberate àwọn èèyàn, Ìgbòho ti ń liberate àwọn èèyàn, Bàbá Akíntóyè ti ń liberate àwọn èèyàn. Wọ́n ní kó lọ máa múra sílẹ̀ pé a máa di ìlú. We need to now prove it. Let me say this again. There is no amount of YouTube videos that you watch, whether it's a live or recorded or is not recorded, that does not give us a country. There's no amount of Facebook video that we are watching that will give us a country. What will give us a country that we can be proud of and say we are already in country is when we are finally declare our country and be able to hold the flag, to fly high in the mast across every Yoruba land. Ìyẹn láti gba country o. Anything short of that, all we are just going to be doing is just what we are doing right now. What we are doing right now is what we call the awareness section. But to make that awareness to become a reality and stop the British intention, we'll come back to that video. I'm trying not to use everything in one straight, so I want to go back to Jonathan again. Let's listen to Jonathan from this angle again.
They thought, and I quote, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. But the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite.
So, if Jonathan is saying that we have not and tried to be united, why is Orji Kalu telling us about unity? So you can see that the politicians are deceit. It does not matter whether it's Igbo politician, Hausa politician, Fulani politician, Yoruba politician, they are all deceitful people. So you want more Yoruba, don't say Katualama think about election in 2027. We have the option to pull out together and have a very better country. Muki brother, I'm a triple DRS. And this is why the coming out of our rally has to be a determination that we want to achieve our Yoruba country. No, we should do it slowly. Or what is going to happen? We are coming out so that we can eventually have our country. Our previous rally was to create awareness. This time around, our rally is not to create awareness, it's to have a country. That is why Baba Akíntóyè stated it clearly that this rally will lead to the Yoruba nation as a country. Baba Akíntóyè stated this. Apparently, I've deleted that video off this phone because this phone is not giving me enough to have so much information on it. So, man, delete video. But remember that is what Baba Akíntóyè said. But the devil is not happy. The devil is not happy that the awakening of the Biafra, the awakening of the Yoruba, and even the awakening of the Hausas, that they want to now become a full independent country. Let me explain what is going to happen. These three countries, if we eventually become country very soon by the end of this year, you will have an ambassador representing that country from Biafra, Yoruba, and Hausa. You will have your military representing Yoruba separate, Hausa separate, Biafra separate. The police will be separate. Everything that we have in Nigeria today that is being used and manipulated against each one of us, we will have it separate under our own different government, wearing different uniform. So if you go to Biafra land, you will see that the police will respect you. They will not be the one that doesn't respect you as we used to be in Nigeria. If you come to Yoruba land, the police will be valuable to make sure that they can trace any criminality. We will have a military that will love and respect the people. But this situation, then you must also experience whatever the circumstances that you're facing right now. Let's listen to this more. And I want to end the program because I've given you more nuggets. But it seems that we have done 1 hour, even though it's been in and out bouncing. But I hope that tonight's message is also going to be valid as many messages. Yoruba Nation is not just to listen to program. Yoruba Nation is to achieve the country itself by coming out when the rally is called, that will eventually lead to an independent Yoruba country. Anybody to promote the rally in Bo, the question is, she what really feki Yoruba daduro? Because what are we going to do? We don't have anything more than to come out and ask for the rally. I mean, come out, and then from the rally will lead to the independent Yoruba country. Politics cannot help us to get a Yoruba country. Nobody's going to give you a referendum, but we have every right to officially pull ourselves out of Nigeria at the appropriate time, and that time will lead from the rally. Because if the rally starts and millions of us start coming out, we have already gained the momentum to tell the world that this is what we have been saying for the last 5 years. Our people are ready, and then we take it to the next stage. But Tebani encourage especially some that are not doing so, and they are doing all different programs. The question is, how long are they going to be doing program for? We have done enough program in the last 5 years, including my platform and other platforms. It does not matter how perfect they're good in joining videos together, talking about it. Those awareness has been very great, fantastic. But the final push, let's encourage our people to prepare to come out so that can really result in contacting awareness. If not, we will end up next year talking about Yoruba Nation again on the social media, and we can all become very stupid. And I don't want to be in that bracket. OLAYOMI KOIKI, I don't want to be in that bracket. I want to have a country in readiness for a future that is better for me, so that I can relocate back home officially into Yoruba land. But the band say, no, it's ready. I encourage them. Then that means we are not. That means we don't want a country. We are just fooling people. And that's why Igboho says he is ready to lead. Babakito said he's ready to lead. Emola says ready to lead. What we are waiting for now is for us to push out. It does not matter how Tobashiwa painful. Happy weekend and happy Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday. Again, I am pleading with us to take this Yoruba Nation at the final stage to Kunisi as more serious than Ibatakokobere. It is important. Tabari li jokwe gbogbo afe country. And let me put it this way: the equation of those of us that want it, even Tabari number want to fenile, we have the right to say we want Yoruba country. Let me give an example. Let's look at it for Yoruba Nation lele. Àwọn tó fẹ́ yẹn wọ́n mọ̀ pé ní ewu làwọn wà, so we got to rescue them out of it. So let's give an example. 70 million Yoruba people are on the ground, and about 40-50 million telling us, and I want to use just a very directive word, to fuck off. I don't want to fuck off as well. We will rescue you because you are in danger. You don't know you are in danger. Because tell them we are in danger. War or any to loan you to what be motolo jomo and sino dollar roy. Only mama in Nigeria the problem here. So our God rescue it. Right now we can't rescue it. My yato be moye or kunisi. Woman to be moye gonisi. Only lost hospital come out treated. Oh, and mo share be money. So I'm a self-medication in only. There are many dangers that we need to end. And the only way we can end it is by asking for our country. 26 years has been more than enough for the politicians who have done something great. We thank them. They've done very well for the 26 years, but this time, so what about in the family? Because I know some of us still have our family within the politics and all these. Start telling them that in terms of Baba Akintoye àti Igboho ń sọ àti Emola àti àwọn Yoruba self-determination àtàwọn tó ń ṣe Yoruba nation, ilé ń sọ̀rọ̀ Koiki nìkan, ilé ń sọ̀rọ̀ eré o, ilé ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé I have to movie o. Mo máa ń sọ fún yín, there's no script here. Tabako mo information ta fi ń bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí online, kò sí kankan tó wà scripted. We are determined to have our country. Benny networking so that is about it. This is Koikimedia bringing the world closer to your doorstep. So I think we've done enough tonight. Ejekalo relax kato letete losun. Mokiyawa Ronke, Mokiyi momiwa Eshegon, Mokiyawa Inyanda, Moki Iyamidada, Toyin Olaoye, àwọn ìyá Igboho nìyẹn, àwọn nífẹ̀ẹ́ Igboho dọ́kàn wọn fi Igboho ṣeré rárá. Mo kí bàbá wa Joseph, bàbá prophetic dada, gbogbo ẹni tó ti darapọ̀ mọ́ Ìfẹ́lódùn, bàbá wa Igboho, in tó bá lè mú Igboho pè mí pé agbẹnusọ mi jáde kó lọ sọ kan báyìí, ó ti dá pé nǹkan tá gbọ́dọ̀ accept ni. And that is the man that we love. We love him so much. We cannot joke with him. We pray that others will rise along with him. We don't want to be here condemning, any other Yoruba actors that are very strong, Akikanju, but we hope that they can walk in line with Igboho so that Kibugwale achieve Yoruba nation. Moki Babawa Asha is doing fantastically well. Tiru Baba yẹn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ṣe wàhálà fún Tinubu tó débẹ̀, tó dẹ̀ lè come back nísìnyí pé ọmọ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lóòótọ́, but àwọn tí accept pé Tinubu ò lè gbé anywhere. Ó jẹ́ ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá yẹn. Ó jẹ́ ká ṣe kéde ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá Àṣà. Because these are people that love Tinubu so much, supported him spiritually, physically, and he has come out of it to say no, kò possible. So mo bẹ̀ wá. Then ẹ̀yin tí Aláàfin ló superior, Ọọ̀ni ló superior, ìyẹn kọ́ la need nísìnyí o. Ẹ má disrupt the mind àwọn èèyàn wa o. We need to focus on how to get our people out. I don't understand. I know people have different things to talk about. Bí ìkànnì wọn náà sọ fi ti wálẹ̀, but Aláàfin ló tóbi jù, Aláàfin ló kéré jù, Ọọ̀ni ló dàgbà jù. Please, I beg you. Mo ń bẹ̀ yín ní ẹ jọ̀ọ́. I don't think we need this kind of distraction at this time. I know there are many other distractions in the country. A reportable to bá Speedality ń jà, ìyẹn náà lo jùjú fóun, around Lisa Anjorin àti Ìyábọ̀ Òjó, another drama, very dark man at Hausa, another. There's many dramas happening in Nigeria. This can take you from the reality. Reality tàwa ni pé kí Yorùbá dá dúró ni o. Ẹ má jẹ́ kẹ́ni kankan distract yín with any of these issues. Kobana ṣe 50th birthday, gbogbo àwọn wo àgbádùn wọ́n ṣe this, wọ́n náwó, wọ́n ṣe that. Wàá kọ́ máa wò lórí social media ni o. But I want you to have a country where tó bá tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé nínú ilé ẹ̀ ló kọ̀ tẹ́wọ̀n pé onígàrí ń bẹ̀ yẹn, nínú fíríjì ẹran wà ń bẹ̀, ẹ̀dìẹ̀ wà. Ẹlòmíì ò tí jẹ turkey nísìnyí, kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ 2 years, kò jẹ turkey. Àti jẹja gan, ẹja gidi gan. Odò ẹja tèmi lọ níjọ́ òní, ẹja oríṣi bí abí mẹ́ta, ara èdè. Ẹlòmíì ò tẹ̀ jẹ edé rí mọ́, èdè kẹ̀. Gbogbo kódà lájọ́ ta ti ràjọ́ tó ti dín nìkan báyìí ni mo ti jẹ́ nú ẹ̀. Ó wà ní fíríjì ń bẹ̀. Mo tẹ̀ rántí pé ó wà ń bẹ̀. Because ebi kọ́ ló ń pa wá, a máa ń sọ fún yín. Even though pé mo wà láfíríkà, ebi ò pa mí. Even though I am in Africa, ebi kọ́ ló ń pa mí. Because I have done enough to the British economy, but I have not. Èmi ò tẹ̀ tí ṣe nǹkan kan sí ilé wa. So, and I'm 40 plus. So if I can do 20 years, láti serve ìlú mi in whatever field, I think it's worth it. mo ti serve UK for 27 years. What I need now is mo fẹ́ lọ fi ìwọ̀nba díẹ̀ tó kù abẹ́ Ọlọ́run kó fún alẹ́ mi gúngún ni Ọlọ́run ló mọ̀ gbà tó lúkálukú máa ń lọ. Mo sọ fún yín àlùkà àbúrò ìyàwó ẹ̀ wà lára àwọn tí ó kú nínú ilé tó dáwó léni. Tó bá sọ fún wọn pé ó máa kú léni nísàn án lè ní rọ́ ni. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó ní. Ìyẹn la ṣe sọ fún Tinubu rò pé òun lòun ní ẹ̀mí. Àwa gbàdúrà fún kẹ́mi ẹ̀gún ni bọ̀ kò lè dá wa dúró o. Àdẹ̀ nígbà kó dá wa dúró. Àdẹ̀ nígbà kó fi tiẹ̀ kó bá wa. Àwa la máa prove ọmọ kọ fún gbogbo wọn nígbà tó bá ti ní kí gbogbo akáṣe kéde ká jáde. Tẹ́ bá ti bá VN wa pàdé ṣẹ́rí voice note yẹn ó dákẹ́ bá wa máa pín. Kò ṣe gbogbo yàn ló lè gbọ́ program wa délẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Aláwọ̀ bàbá ni nothing will stop this movement. Ṣẹ́rí tí bá ń bá Ìgbòho sọ̀rọ̀ kò ń ṣàwọn kan tí ó jẹ́ private a lè máa sọ fún yín but assurance kan tó máa ń sọ ni pé coordinator ilé ti ṣe é ṣe. And for me that is a kind of another energy. The same thing pẹ̀lú Bàbá Akíntóyè. Àwọn kan ti gbìyànjú tán náà ti ń ṣe Yorùbá nation adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn náà ti ń ṣe láti ìjọ kìíní àwọn tí accept but eléyìí tá à ń bá lọ yìí ó máa fún wa ní country ni o. This particular Yorùbá nation movement tá à ń bá lọ ó máa eventually fún wa ní country. A máa pe Ọlọ́run, a máa pe ànábì, a máa lo ìṣẹ̀ṣe, a máa lo strategy, a máa lo ọgbọ́n tọ́lọ́run fún wa títí tá a máa fi make a declaration of our country and we hold it tight. Ẹ lọ múra sílẹ̀ o. Mo kí wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o. Ẹ ti fún wa lówó Easter Sunday. Àdúrà wa gbà. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko. Mo kí ẹ̀yin diaspora. Gbogbo ẹ̀ tẹ́ ṣe náwó. A ṣì ń rí àwọn owó tó ń wọlé díẹ̀díẹ̀ towards the rally walkie-talkie ẹni méjì mẹ́ta tó bá di Monday àtútùjọ ìtàbágbàjọ àlọ́ tó fi ra sí a ti deliver the first batch. Mo dẹ̀ kí gbogbo èèyàn wa àwọn tí mo ní máa fún lórí platform wa ẹ mọ̀ pa ní mẹ́wàá kan fún staff wa nínú the first 100 yẹn ti pé a tún tún ra another set by so àwọn staff wa ti yọ 8 ó kù 12 so mo ti pèèyàn kan tó máa fún ní méjì tó jẹ́ pé láti platform wa I don't have to tell you who they are so I will decide from the Koikimedia channel àwọn tí mo fẹ́ fún má pè mí mo mọ àwọn tí mo fẹ́ fún so tá a bá pè yín bóyá ìtì akó fún àwọn professor àti Bàbá Akíntóyè àti Ìgbòho bí a wá fún yín náà I don't know but ìta bá tún rà mo máa hand over fún wọn ni kò ń ṣe fẹ́ mi owó tó 13,000 naira ń ṣòwò kékeré ẹlòmíì tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ tó bá jáde owó ọjọ́ tó lọ ń pa kò tó 13,000 naira so kò ń ṣe toy kò ń ṣe takọ̀ máa mú fẹ́ anybody pẹ́ fi sínú ilé náà ó ní iṣẹ́ tó fi ṣe fún rally yìí ni so the more we are buying the more I'm handing over to the àwọn tó jẹ́ body wa èmi kọ́ ni mo ní owó tó ní kí n fi rà èmi kọ́ mo ní so mẹ́wàá tí mo request fún a máa donate like staff àti mẹ́wàá tá a máa fún àwọn èèyàn wa after that anything that comes in does not belong to me all needs to be hand over officially to the body which is the YSDM tí Bàbá Akíntóyè àti Ìgbòho àti Ẹ̀mọ́lá tí wọ́n bá wa manage so kíyàn kan má pè mí pé àwa náà fẹ́ walkie-talkie no it doesn't work like that so àdúrà wa gbà ẹni tó bá rí walkie-talkie kò ṣe dandan pé kẹrẹ ìyẹn òní kẹ má jáde àwọn tó fẹ́ lò ó ní purpose tó fẹ́ lò nínú movement yẹn nígbà tá a bá jáde fún rally kidney megaphone tara àti ra mẹ́wàá ó ní Bluetooth connectivity if we get more because ìyẹn wá a bit expensive about 17,000 naira so we see how much we can buy but for now I will stick to the walkie-talkie mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí ọ àdúrà wa gbà ọ Yorùbá nation no going back ó easy láti sọ but tá a bá sọ pé no going back yẹn tó bá ti ní ká jáde ẹni tẹ́ mẹ́rin pé Koiki bọ́ kí ló tó ń pẹ́ tá a fi jáde báyìí kò pẹ́ lójú tèmi o I keep saying to you ó ń súnmọ́ bọ̀ mo mọ date lóòótọ́ o but ó ń súnmọ́ bọ̀ summit ń bọ̀ lọ́dún 26 kọlùkàlùkù máa múra sílẹ̀ fún yẹn ní next week Saturday ní summit and very soon the official announcement would also come. Wọ́n ní can we buy whistle tabarẹ̀ tó bá rà fún wa whistle I need the whistle tabarẹ̀ tó bá ra whistle fún wa tabarẹ̀ tó lè ra white handkerchiefs tó pọ̀ white handkerchiefs ẹ mọ̀ pé fún peace ni ẹ wà fún anything white peace so táwọn èèyàn lè kọ́ so mọ́ pa so mọ́ ọwọ́ tàbárẹ̀ tó lè ra white handkerchief fún wa so we will get there agbára Ọlọ́run we are still on the ground àlàáfíà lèmi náà wà àlàáfíà làwọn ọmọ òdo wa wà mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ náwó sí wa àǹtí mi tó pè mí láàárọ̀ yìí was quite encouraging wọ́n ní gbogbo àwọn táwọn tó sọ Yorùbá nation fún ní 4 years ago tó ọ̀dá wọn lóhùn àwọn èèyàn ńláńlá ní Nàìjíríà gbogbo wọn nísìnyí ti accept pé tòótọ́ ni Koiki àti Ìgbòho àti bàbá Akíntóyè sọ àtàwọn media tó kù. And on that note, I need to end the broadcast. Happy Easter Sunday. Àdúrà wa gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe ń lọ ṣe ìjọsìn yín ẹ máa rántí pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ká túbọ̀ ṣàdúrà fún. Màá play video ti bí yẹn lọ́la ilẹ̀ ti ṣú nísìn. It's coming up to almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Same time là ń lò pẹ̀lú UK. Mo kí ẹ̀ta America. Mo kí brother mi Aziz. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Mo kí ìyá wa Fágbémilékè tó jẹ́ mẹ́ta parí yín. Mo kí bàbá wa Àlàbí Bashiru mọ̀kẹ́wà Alábẹ́tò GR1. Ẹni tá bá dárúkọ má fi ṣèbínú mo kí gbogbo yín hàn ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń fún wa ní advice àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín mo kí mọ̀ sí mi náà dáadáa mo rẹ̀ kí àwọn ìyàwó mi and on that note ọ̀rọ̀ ayọ̀ la máa sùn kọ́lọ̀n kò jẹ́ wá sáyé o no retreat no surrender no going back Yoruba nation the solution to all our problems that we have experienced in Nigeria. Bye for now.